Okay, here we are, back at the shop. Just walking around, just getting something to drink. It's early in the morning, and getting ready to work on our new Gantry system, rail system. Here's a '53 Corvette, by the way, that Lone Star's putting together. It's got a pretty cool tube frame underneath it. I don't know if you can really see inside there, but it's pretty cool. Got a bunch of Cobras here today. But here's this. Let's see if we can see in here. I don't know if we can or not. Oh, there we go. So pretty cool. I like the 53s. There's not. I don't really know if there's really any other people out there that make the 53. Lone Star's one of the few. They got lucky. So anyway, here we go. We're gonna go and look at the Gantry deal. Got my squeaky shoes. Alright, here we go. Alright, in the last video we were putting this rail system together. So you see us, I don't know really how much you see. I had the camera in kind of a weird spot, so I haven't had a chance to look at the video yet, but hopefully it comes out okay. But basically we ended up welding several rails together to make one long, straight, continuous rail. And you know, we make sure it's all aligned and perfectly straight, and basically the rail goes all the way around the car, and everything's based off of a center line, and that center line is right there. There it is, the magical line to this whole car. That line goes all the way through the car and to the back, and it's what every single panel and everything on the car is measured from. So very important. A lot of people don't know about that line. That is a secret line. So I'm giving away a secret. Anyway, today, now that we have the rail system put together, we're going to finish securing it, making sure that it's equal distance from that magical center line to the car. And then I think it's Eric, and I'm not sure, we have his friend Harold may be coming by too. So he's the other guy in the last video that you see help welding and grinding on a bunch of this stuff. But Eric and I are going to assemble this main gantry that goes over the whole car, and I'm like drawing a square in midair that you really can't see. You see, it's going to go over the car like that, and then down and connect to these little wheels right here. Alright, these are kind of cool. Basically, the gantry will sit on these, and these ride along the whole rail system, and there's wheels on the front and the back to make sure that it rides along perfectly straight, and it's self-centering and everything. So it's a pretty simple device. You know, we don't really have anything to go off of, so we basically just kind of made this up as we went along with everything. You know, like I said, there are absolutely no plans for building a system like this, especially a do-it-yourself deal. So everything up until this point has been pretty much just, you know, DIY kind of thing. So we're just figuring it out and going with it, and whatever works, and what doesn't, we just do over. So as you see, this rail system, these will carry the main gantry, and they'll run along this rail perfect. And there are going to be pulleys attached to each end, along some cabling that attaches again to these little roller skates. And each pulley will basically connect each little roller skate wheel, whatever you want to call it, to each side, and make sure that when we pull on one side, that the other side pulls exactly parallel with each other. So basically, when I move this one, the other one will move exactly the same amount on the other side. And this will make sure that the whole railing, the whole gantry system going over the car is exactly parallel to this center line. And so we'll be able to measure, you know, say this point and make sure that's identical over there. And we can even go into a compound curve and measure here and then make sure it's perfect over here, and just go back and forth to make sure the car is symmetrical. It'll be time consuming, but that'll basically be it. My buddy Eric's here.
Hello.
Hello. So anyway, that's what we're about to do. Alrighty, here we are, another day, and today we finished up the Gantry measuring system, loft, whatever thing you want to call it. I know a lot of people are saying, what the heck's a Gantry? Well, basically, I don't know if you can really see in this video, but the thing that goes over the car is kind of like a little bridge. That thing is called a gantry. It's basically the same thing that, you know, like say an automotive factory would use to carry an engine block or something into assembly line, and it has pulleys on it and will allow a person to lower the block into a car or something like that. It's also used just in a million other things. This gantry, I think, is kind of a generic term for, you know, thingy over something and, you know, does stuff. So anyway, so basically, our little system's pretty lightweight. The real important stuff is down at the bottom of the gantry, you know, braces. Basically, there's these little pulleys at each end, and they are pretty strong and pretty tight. And it goes along to another pulley, which then goes along to the wheel system. And basically there's this track that we have big wheels riding on the inside, and then we have little wheels on the outside, kind of self-centers and self-aligns itself. This is a spring to keep the tension on the cable system. These are little cable locks. And then we have a little adjuster bar. Basically, you know, we turn this to remove the slack out of the line. Also, as we turn it, it aligns each side so that each side is exactly parallel with each other. And then the gantry goes all the way down to the other end of the rail, which, just to take you down, goes down here, and this rail system is bolted into the ground, into the concrete. And so we have it bolted with big giant concrete lag bolts. And then this support beam that goes across is also welded into the main base that's holding the car. And here again is that center line I was telling you about. That center line goes all the way down, and everything is based off of it. So here's the other cable, and we follow it to the other side. And there's the other side, and it's basically the same thing, kind of the reverse of everything. And what happens is, when I pull this side, if I pull it, it's also pulling the other side. That's what these cables do. So as I pull, it pulls this cable over here, which goes all the way to the other side and pulls the other side the same distance. Same thing if I push it. If I push it, then this cable pulls and does the same thing, pulls the other side along with it. So as you can see, as I'm pulling, you can see, I don't know if you can really see that, but you can see both sides are moving exactly the same time. No matter how hard or fast or whatever I do, it works. And also, I can grab it with my hand, the cable, and we plan on putting a motor system into the cables. So we'll be able to hit like a little toggle switch, and it will basically motorize the whole thing. So if I pull it, it goes, and you can see it coming towards me as I'm pulling it. And it's very easy to pull, and very simple. We have a couple of weld lag chunks in the rail that we have to get rid of, so that's why it kind of jumps around. So that's what you're seeing right there, a little bump. So there's my phone. I'll have to get that in a minute. So anyway, so here it is, and to give you an idea, up here I have a laser that's just take to the center position of the rail, and it shoots down the floor. And when I move this, you'll see it moves the same, and probably not going to line up real well, but basically, if I hadn't touched it, you can see this laser lines up with that center line that we have. And what will happen is we'll take this, and this gantry will move, and as you can see, it lines up with the exact center line of the car. So as we go, that will keep the center line dead nuts on the car, and then we'll have I guess several other devices. As far as tubing is kind of basic and square. Basically we went with a lightweight tubing that was real rigid, and basically we'll have other devices that clamp on to this, and then they'll come down and they'll measure, points on the car, and then we'll get to move over and measure the same point on the car, and just continue down, until we're satisfied with how it's turning out. And at the same time, the sides are done exactly the same way. They're level and parallel to the ground and parallel to the car and everything else. And we'll have little side measuring devices that stick out off to the side and measure the fenders and the doors and all the other stuff that we'll need to measure to keep the proportions correct and the geometry symmetrical. So that part's done, and it's again late. It's a school night. Just kidding, it's actually a work night, but I feel like it's a school night because I really don't want to go to work. And what we'll do is we'll probably paint this whole thing kind of a bright color, because this little cable, you can already see someone's going to boom and trip right over it. So I don't know what we're going to do with that. The back doesn't have cable running across it, so we may move it to the back just so nobody trips over it, because I can already see it happening. So we'll probably paint the system, yellow or something bright, so that people can see it and kind of give it that OSHA look, make it look all sophisticated and advanced. But as you can see, it's a real simple system, and anybody can really put this together. It's real important for doing a project like this, though. So if anyone's out there doing this, which I've gotten several emails from a lot of people just all over the world that are building their own cars and doing their own projects, and doing a lot of things like this. And so I'd recommend to all of them to build something like this. It really, the metal we got, it's just scrap metal. Didn't really cost a dime for any of this. It's all made out of scrap parts. The only things we bought were the cable and the pulleys, which, these are garage door pulleys, that same pulley you put on your garage door. As you can see, here's a garage door, and there's the same pulley, and this is the door. So anyway, this is probably a short build, I think the last half of it I didn't record because I ran out of tape, which is fine because you wouldn't have seen me anyway because I was on the other side of the car. But you can see me putting together the, this side of the gantry deal. So anyway, that's it. And the next thing is making all the measuring devices and tools. And like I said, we have a lot of materials on the way that are just taking their time. Fiberglass and resin and epoxies and all that are just, it's like oil. It's going up in price, and people are having a hard time getting it. And we're trying to find the best deal, and see if anybody even wants to sponsor us or something. But I don't know if that's going to happen or not. So so this project is still self-funded, and so it's going. We still have a lot of big things in the work that I still can't really talk about. And hopefully, I'm hoping within the next month or something, I'll be able to start, releasing news on some of the cool things we have coming up for this car, and some other deals in the works. So it's kind of cool. This kind of brought some opportunities to us, and hopefully it'll take us where we want to go, and that's what I'm hoping, at least. Anyway, I guess I'll see you guys next time.